Hey guys, Baus here for GTSgaming, and today I'm playing Arachne in the jungle. Now they did a quick update, and they didn't release the patch notes for some reason. I really don't know why. And I noticed that they worked on Arachne a little bit, and I noticed this because whenever I went out to the jungle for level 1, I couldn't lay as many eggs as I wanted to, like you could previously do. You could only lay one. So it kind of got me thinking that they worked on Arachne a little bit, and I think that they did more than just that, because the past few games I've had, there's been a lot of Arachne games, both on our team and their team, and they've been doing really good, so I've decided to play Arachne. And I got a couple games in, and she definitely seems strong, although this could just be a placebo effect, because like I said, there's no patch notes updated yet. So, you know. And I'm just gonna solo red here. This is a strategy you can use for any jungler that has really good early clear. Arachne is definitely one of those, and she kind of falls off late game. She has a very good early game and very good clear time, so for that reason I'm just gonna solo red while they do mid camps. For most junglers, I do recommend just doing the mid camp into red, into blue. That will definitely help out. Just gonna clear this up. Get red buff, and looks like I beat solo lane and mid on doing the mid camp, which is actually pretty good timing. I'm gonna start into blue buff for the solo laner. Let my eggs or spiders have the aggro. Mid. Pick that up, and if you don't jungle too much, you always want to try to come over to the solo lane whenever you first start out and kind of just help push a little bit and get some harass on. You see here their jungler's not doing it, and Hell's kind of paying for it. She's pretty low already, and not too big, but just, you know, a little bit goes a long ways. You don't want to stick around for too long, just maybe help push the first wave at the least, and then just get back into your jungle route. I'm going to come over here, do this XP camp and go to left XP camp, and then mid camp should respawn around 150, 155 I mean. This depends on how fast they clear it. So, you know, sometimes you're stuck there just sitting, waiting for a couple of seconds, but it happens. You always want to make sure you get the mid camps on cooldown. It is the biggest tip I can give for any jungler, is to always control mid camps. You see Fenrir actually tries to come over and gank left pretty early. He's coming up towards mid camp. I think he's going to try to steal it, but we're going to get this. Yes, easy kill. He's dead. Poison got him. Arachne's passive, if you haven't played Arachne or are new to Smite, she has a stacking dot tick that stacks up to 3 times on basic attacks. And for this reason, and for her eggs, she has a very good early game, like I've mentioned. Your whole rotation should center around auto attacks. You always want to try to get at least, you always want to try to get 3 auto attacks before you do any other move. I mean, obviously if they're going to get away, you can use your other move, but always try to get 3 around. And for this reason, this is why attack speed is always good for Arachne. You get the 3 dot ticks on them real quick, and then go in and do your abilities. A pretty good start. Fenrir died and missed both mid camps, so he's gonna be behind for a while, which is, you know, it's always good for me. Clear this speed buff. Now there are 2 ways to jungle. You can alternate red buff and speed buff for yourself, and only clear, you know, the alternate buff whenever yours is starting to fall off. Or you could always give red buff to mid. You don't really want to ever, I don't see any circumstance where you'd want to give speed buff maybe to your carry, but you always want to have one of them in control. A lot of junglers, if you like to support people, you always try to give red to mid, but a lot of people I see stop doing that for some reason, and I don't know why, but it always helps out. My phone just rang there. If you heard that. Come over here, gank, right? Easy gank. I don't know if she had the vision to see me, but if she did, that was definitely bad map awareness for her. Looks like Honor stayed around. I kinda assumed that he was just gonna back, but he stayed around, so that could have been a mistake by me. I probably could have came over and cleaned that up, but got a kill in the right lane regardless. Come over here, clean up. And I do miss my triple, so he's able to dash away, but I have my ultimate, so it really doesn't affect me. And since I got the gold farmed up, now I can go back and start a Heartseeker since I'm really ahead early. Heartseeker's a really good item if you're ahead and being aggressive. I wouldn't recommend it all the time. There's definitely circumstances where you leave it out, but for Arachne, she has that good early game, and I got a really good head start, so I'm just gonna pick that up. Get stacks on it. Now with a stackable item, you always want to try to max out your stacks as much as you can. Obviously, if you see a gank potential coming, then always try to do that, but always a good idea to try to get up your stacks. This goes for any item. It's like there's an engagement in left lane, so I'm going to go help. Maybe I could swing around and hook Fenrir if he takes too long to back. And he got away. I try to come into their blue buff and try to do the old blitzcrank and get so back here, and at this point it's there's nothing you can do. Apparently I got the assist on that. Isis came over, kinda one-shot him, but oh well.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Go in here and try to defend mid lane. Towers are really important. You always want to try to defend them. If any lane's getting pressured too hard and they're forced to back, it is kind of your job as a jungler to cover, at least until they return. It always helps out your team. Get this mid camp. So right now, like I said, I'm pretty far ahead, and I could start being more aggressive in tier. The solo laner's trying to put pressure on the tower, so I could probably come over here and help. Anytime a tower's, if your presence is needed to destroy a tower, always make sure you're there to help out, because towers will help you, help your whole team for that matter, a great deal. Got the kill on Hell. Surprisingly enough, she was kind of tower hunting there, but got this tower. It's always good. Gives you gold, and it frees up the solo laner. If you ever play solo lane, you'll know that your priority is the first tower, and then you're more open for roaming and more assists for your team. So always keep that in mind. And our team is, as of this point, is pretty far ahead. I foresee a surrender, unfortunately enough. Try to get full-length videos for you guys, but can't always happen,
Be right back.
Come in here, clear out these camps. And there's an engagement in the left lane, so after I clear this up, I'm gonna go help them out. So this is a team fight we definitely want to be in. Hook Hale through the wall. Nothing really she can do. Follows all this. I'm just gonna focus on Sobek. Glitched out there. Okay. Surprisingly enough, Apollo tries to knock down, backing on the team fight, which was not the best choice. He's kind of getting greedy there. have my hook in a couple seconds, so I should be able to hook him out, unless if I miss, of course. But
Nice job.
and if I land my hook, it's a guaranteed kill. Missed my hook, although he's engaging, so I can just go with him at this point.
You have slain an enemy.
He was trying to defend his tower, but there was just too many people. You always want to defend towers, but you know, if you're gonna lose your life over it, it's always
Your
good just to
team
back
has
off.
destroyed a left enemy tower.
A lot of mistakes I see from newer players is that they think that once they're in their tower, they're kind of invincible, and that's definitely not the case. I also see the mistake that, you know, opposite of that, if they're in their tower, you feel like you can't engage in on them, and obviously you don't want to usually, but there's a lot of times where I can see an engagement happening inside a tower and it just doesn't get down. Although it's always good to play safe and not greedy. Go pick up this hell. This should be an easy gank. Hunter's gonna come in, not gonna affect him too much. Missed the hook on her, or on him, but not the biggest deals. And that's the surrender, unfortunately. But kind of showed you the changes with Arachne. If you like this video, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. We really need those viewers. And just gonna come over here, show you the damage and gold specs by each team. And